There are normally animals that can protect themselves, but sometimes they have bad things happening to them. Let's quickly take a look at and we know and that way you guys can, and of course we do know animals that can defend themselves don't always win. Number 10, Last Day of the Dinosaurs. This video is a horrible video. It's about the extinction of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were killed by an asteroid the size of Mount Everest.
Dominated by dinosaurs. They walked where we walk. They drank the same water. Breathed the same air. And fought on the same battlefields. But then they faced a day that none of us can imagine.
These two Triceratops are battling.
And well armored. But there's another. And it poised to change history. Planet Earth. Triceratops are among the most widespread dinosaurs on the North American continent. They're herbivores, but that doesn't mean they're wallflowers.
One Triceratops has won.
Triceratops take their mating rights very seriously, and at up to 6 tons each, a face-off can be fatal. This time, intimidation does the trick. But there's another enemy waiting in the wings. He's not after mating rights. The Triceratops is fast and well-armored enough to stand a chance against T-Rex, but not against two of them. Acting as a pair, one T-Rex could get behind the deadly horns and armored collar. There's enough meat here to feed them both for weeks, but they may not have the time to enjoy it. A quarter of a million miles up is the Earth's
guide
last hope
to
of
the
defense.
video
The moon has saved the planet before.
I will not be in the comments.
Its pockmarked surface
Instead,
bears the scars of countless collisions.
it will
This
be
crater, known as
something
Tycho,
else.
is more than 50 miles wide. Created by a rock only half the size of the one that's on its way.
It would be in the description
It is
below.
rarely in the right place at the right time. Nothing can stop the asteroid now. this cosmic missile isn't as alien as it seems. Like the Earth itself, it's made up largely of rock and water. In the cold vacuum of space, the water freezes into a hard...
Number 9. Tarbosaurus breaks this too.
Saracana, the day has come. I can see you're very upset.
This is a teenage Tarbosaurus trying to eat an Ankylosaurus. This is the armor of the Ankylosaurus in Asia.
Ankylosaurus, aka Butt Weeper.
This is the teenage Tarbosaurus I was talking about. Ankylosaurus. He misses, and then he bites. He bites and breaks one of his teeth. That tooth comes out into the ground. The Ankylosaurus is suffering because it's getting bitten on the head. Eventually, it gets killed by Tarbosaurus, but because it got hit by Tarbosaurus, because the Tarbosaurus got hit by the club of the Ankylosaurus. The Tarbosaurus died out. Or just when it was about to drink water. Number 8. Tyrannosaurus, a Tarbosaurus rage. Tarbosaurus is looking for a Patch, is looking for his young. He is a Tarbosaurus.
From a distance, the For Patch, this season signals a long and lonely journey. Swallowed his quarry. He seems proud of his violent act and he's ready to fight. Patch is too late. His child is already being devoured by the Therizinosaurus. Patch threatens his enemy with a loud roar, but the Therizinosaurus has swallowed his quarry. He seems proud of his violent act and he's ready to fight. Patch trembles with rage. Patch is impatient, which causes him to lose control. He falls to the ground after one blow.
If you could know exactly when you were going to die.
His ribs and legs, which support his 7-ton weight, may be broken. Nevertheless, he musters his strength to get up again and face his nemesis. This is an inevitable showdown between the two strongest dinosaurs in the forest. In the end, Patch was victorious over the Therizinosaurus that killed his baby. But his victory comes at a painful cost. Broken bones and wounds that run deep into his flesh. Patch knows how dangerous it is to have such injuries in the forest. In an act of evolutionary pragmatism, his mate leaves him to find a healthier male. And the scent of blood from his wounds has begun to attract the velociraptors.
Eventually it dies, and they eat his dead body.
He was once king of the forest, but now Patch must accept the sorrowful fate laid out before him.
Number 7. Tyrannosaurus versus
Never-ending Pasta Bowl is
Triceratops.
back at Olive Garden, starting at $10.99. Come in for over 100 combinations of...
An old Triceratops driven from behind. This out another kind of place. Tyrannosaurus has sea nest, which has also been drawn away from the hood, because there are too many of his lines already eaten. It seems the Tyrannosaurus is going to win, but then Triceratops stabs him in his hand, his right hand. He dies, and then the Triceratops dies. And then both dinosaurs, of course, are falling inside the hole, which has been caused by the volcanic activity. Number 6, Rogue Tyrannosaurus. Now we go back to the last day of the dinosaurs.
By suffocation. But none of it could have been possible if a chance collision in space 165 million years ago hadn't sent an asteroid hurtling toward Earth. Or that won't take
Ankylosaurus has found food during this mass
all it can
extinction.
find now is a small bush. And even that won't come without a fight. But hunger is the least of their worries. It's two of this world's best armored warriors versus a hungry carnivore that won't take no for an answer. Ankylosaurus's main defense weapon is a heavy tail club. But it's too weak to get in a good shot. Not so T-Rex. With food sources disappearing, starving giants are forced to fight for every calorie, even to the death. So the dinosaurs that outlast the ejecta, firestorms, and poison gas ultimately fall victim to the demands of their own massive bodies. It took 160 million years to bring the dinosaurs to this point in their evolution. It took just one run to bring them down. The events triggered by the impact flashed by at breakneck speed. Seismic shocks caused massive earthquakes. Boulders the size of buildings rained down, followed by a brutal blast wave. All within the first 3 minutes. By the time the superheated ejecta cloud hit Mongolia, just 44 minutes later, the whole planet was in shock. In the coming days, forest fires raised the earth. Violent dust storms destroyed entire ecosystems. surprise. Put all these together, and it's hard to believe that anything on Earth could have survived. But something has. Mexico, 500 miles from the point of impact. The very first landmass to feel the force of the asteroid strike. A region that is thousands of toxic gases that all on the world. Into the debris clouds of dust and toxic gases that already surround the globe.
Number 5, Coronosaurus
Is already
death.
many miles deep. A thick blanket, stopping light and warmth reaching the Earth's surface. The planet plunges further into a nuclear winter. In the days and weeks that follow, the only growth to thrive is fungus, which lives off the rotting remains. Toxic gas on the world. Deep inside the planet, they trigger more as tectonic waves ripple through the planet. 5,000 miles per hour. It shoots 1 million megatons of energy. Deep inside the planet, they on the world, toxic gases. And for the starving Coronosaurus, the future looks bleak. But it stays near the cave that has saved it twice in the past. The watering hole that once provided plenty. But the last Coronosaurus doesn't fall victim to starvation. Bubbling to the surface is one of nature's most toxic gases, hydrogen sulfide. Released from deep underground by volcanic activity, it collects invisibly in low-lying areas, like the waterhole's natural basin. The gas paralyzes the lungs, making escape impossible, and it kills by suffocation. What was once a refuge is transformed into a death trap. The last dinosaur in this part of Mongolia is dead. Mexico, too, is a graveyard. Just 500 miles from ground zero, it's been hit by wave after wave of devastation. There would seem to be little else that nature could throw at it. And yet, amidst all this destruction, beneath a thin layer of charred soil, a lone Alamosaurus egg survives. In the Pacific Northwest, just
Number 4, Centrosaurus drowning. The next one, Ceratopsian dinosaur called Centrosaurus.
passing through the golden age of dinosaur discoveries. From all over the world, a whole new generation of dinosaurs has been revealed. From the biggest giants and the deadliest killers, to the weird and the wonderful. From the Arctic to Africa, from South America to Asia, using the latest evidence of an annual event. In Dinosaur Provincial Park, thousands of bones have been discovered scattered across the same rock layer. They belong to the horned dinosaur Centrosaurus. And they appear to be the bone beds of vast killing fields, sites of wholesale slaughter. This vast herd of Centrosaurus are on the move. From their nesting sites on coastal lowlands to the east. Unwittingly, they're moving towards almost certain death. Seasonal monsoons drive the centrosaurs inland, away from coastal flooding. It's what the Displatosaurus have been waiting for. Herding behavior protects the many, but at the expense of the few. Things are about to get worse for the centrosaurs. With a flooded river ahead and the Displatosaurus behind, the stage is now set for a massacre. Despite the rich pickings, it's not the Displatosaurus that are responsible for the scale of the slaughter. There's an even more deadly killer at work here. Monsoon rains have transformed shallow rivers into lethal torrents.
There's a crocodile. It is obvious I will.
The real killer is the weather itself.
This young Centrosaurus is the animal that I was talking about.
In these youngsters provide the speed, adults the power. It's a hunting strategy they use to deadly effect. If they offered little physical protection,
This is the number 4, the number 3, the Chasmosaurus. This is a Chasmosaurus, a Ceratops dinosaur.
this Daspletosaurus is just a youngster. Even two Daspletosaurus pose little threat. In 2005, a remarkable discovery was announced. In the two Medicine Formation of Montana, a new dig had unearthed something quite extraordinary. A collection of Daspletosaurus fossils, all buried at the same place at the same time. The implication is that Daspletosaurus hunt in gangs. And in doing so, grew to almost double the size. Wherever else tyrannosaurs lived, they were the largest predator, living in groups that consist of both youngsters and adults. Deadly packs, youngsters provide the speed, adults the power. It's a hunting strategy that they use to deadly effect. Despite appearances, this mob attack isn't carefully planned. There is no strategy behind the actions of the gang. It's merely opportunism. And when the kill has been made, the next battle soon begins.
This is an episode of Planet Dinosaur, which talks about the last killers on Earth, which are dinosaurs.
Made by other tyrannosaurs. In one Daspletosaurus fossil, the tooth marks indicate that an individual had been subject to several attacks. In another, the tip of a tooth was left embedded in the bone of its skull. From this evidence, we can assume that such groups were far from harmonious.
Number 2, Stegosaurus bitten plate.
This is the Nest Hub from Google. That's a good shot. And it can,
We are living through the golden age of dinosaur discovery.
This episode of Planet Dinosaur is the 4th one,
generation of dinosaurs
called Fights for Life.
From the biggest giants, a heavily armored tank with a deadly weapon at the end of its tail, known as a Thagomizer.
Stegosaurus and Camptosaurus.
Camptosaurus, a much smaller plant eater with no obvious defenses.
Relying on Stegosaurus for protection. Almost always found together.
Skull analysis shows that Camptosaurus has bigger eyes and, relative to its body, a much bigger brain.
Stegosaurus is the dumbest dinosaur because its brain is small,
Camptosaurus appears to be a lookout.
about the shape and size of a peanut. It may not be smart, but it doesn't have to
While
be
the armored
smart to
Stegosaurus
fight.
provides the muscle.
It's famous and it's known to defend itself.
It's likely Camptosaurus and Stegosaurus stuck close together for mutual protection. In a world where danger is ever present.
A species of Allosaurus is attacking.
Allosaurus, a 1.5-ton ambush hunter with a lethal bite. The world had never known a predator like it.
That's what
But having lost the element of surprise, is now faced with the prospect of either starving or facing the most well-protected giant of the Jurassic. Virtually impregnable from behind, a predator needs to try to attack the stegosaurs from the front.
That's the bitten plate I was talking about. The evidence for encounters such as these is incredible. Fossil finds of 2005 directly link these two great animals in battle, revealing the unmistakable signs of injury. The Stegosaurus backplate was discovered with a U-shaped bite taken out of it, a bite mark that fitted the Allosaurus jaws perfectly. Even more amazing was an Allosaurus vertebrae.
This is the family who wanted to connect and find inspiration in new places.
Or discoveries. We're living through the golden age of dinosaur discoveries. All over the world, a whole new generation of dinosaurs has been revealed. From the biggest giants and the deadliest killers to the weird and wonderful. From the Arctic to Africa, from South America to Asia. In just the last few years, we have uncovered the most extraordinary fossils, exquisitely preserved,
Spinosaurus is the
tantalizingly
dinosaur.
intact sinuses in the snout that
There was
look
a
just
time
like
when
those of
Spinosaurus and
crocodiles.
Carcharodontosaurus
It's
were
thought these
battling.
contain pressure sensors.
Spinosaurus.
Sensors that, like a crocodile, with prey plentiful, Spinosaurus can afford to be wasteful. than T-Rex. But Spinosaurus wasn't the only giant predator which thrived here.
In Africa,
Carcharodontosaurus, a land-based killer, a meat-eater, a carnosaur, a cousin
different
of
from a
Allosaurus, but
Tyrannosaurus
4 times bigger,
or
with
a
serrated teeth
or
16
an
centimeters long.
Allosaurus.
Carcharodontosaurus was a giant killer. Up to 13 meters long and weighing around 7 tons. Like Spinosaurus, it too was bigger than T-Rex.
It was
Big
12.5
predators
meters.
need big hunting ranges. Carcharodontosaurus may have needed up to 500 square kilometers each, making competition for the best hunting grounds intense. These young male Carcharodontosaurus both want
these two are
supremacy over this
males.
territory. Dominating the land is the key to survival.
Spinosaurus is starving because climate change caused the lakes and rivers where it feeds to
Embedded
be
within one of the
lost.
vertebrae was a tooth. It was the unmistakable shape of a Spinosaur tooth. The stomach contents of another Spinosaur, Baryonyx, from England, was found to contain some bones of a
That would be
juvenile
another
iguanodon, a
species
plant-eating dinosaur.
of
In spite of their
dinosaurs.
specialization, clearly Spinosaurs weren't exclusively fish eaters. But hunting and catching prey isn't easy, particularly when they're already alert. Hunting on land, Spinosaurus is also forced into direct competition with any large predators living in the same environment. And here, that can only mean one animal. Carcharodontosaurus.
Don't say I didn't tell you. And also, don't say that I didn't tell you that the fight was going to be brutal, because, like I said before, Spinosaurus deadly.
Contests over carcasses are common. But outcomes of such fights are far from guaranteed. Risk of injury for big animals is acute. Modern Komodo dragons are often killed in fights over carcasses.
Spinosaurus is the biggest flesh eater that has
More
ever
than 3 meters
existed.
longer, Spinosaurus has size and
Carcharodontosaurus is
power
bigger
on
than
its side.
T-Rex, but not as big as Spinosaurus. There are 2 species of Carcharodontosaurus,
But Carcharodontosaurus
Africa.
has the more lethal bite.
and Carcharodontosaurus and Spinosaurus only lived in Africa, alongside Paradititan, Rugops, Sarcosuchus, the Nile crocodile,
This time the Spinosaurus triumphed,
Tyrannosaurus.
but the balance of power between these 2 deadly killers is a precarious one. In 2008, a Spinosaurus vertebra was recovered. Part of the tall neural spine of the bone was broken off. It appeared to have been bitten in half. It's been suggested that the bite was inflicted by Carcharodontosaurus. Spinosaurus was the last and the largest of the fish-eating dinosaurs. But ultimately, these specialists were doomed. Something way beyond their control caused their downfall. 94 million years ago, the climate changed.
He went extinct 94 million years ago and
The
appeared
swamps of
95
rivers that
years ago.
Spinosaurus thrived in gradually were lost. With their loss, Spinosaurus' specialism became a vulnerability. And the biggest predator ever known to have walked the earth
Spinosaurus.
disappeared.
In case things are not obvious to you. Before we get to Zero Zone, my name is Ishmael Gilchrist and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you want to know what I look like in real life, then watch my video. 5 dinosaurs caught on camera. Also, subscribe to my channel because I upload a new video anytime. Zero Zone, giant amphibian versus giant bug. The next one shows two animals from the Carboniferous period, Proterogyrinus and Arthropleura. Arthropleura is giant because of the high oxygen 300 million years ago, which was 35%, while today is only 21%. It's all the respiratory systems of the bugs are why they were so big. Amphibians and reptiles, like Hylonomus, which was the first reptile, had no such respiratory systems. The video is called Walking with Dinosaurs, the story of life before the dinosaurs.
This is Earth, 4.4 billion years ago. A toxic, sterile ball of scorching rubble. Meteorites rain down on its surface. Clouds of lethal acid smother it. The Earth seemed destined to remain devoid of light. But that was about to change.
Planet Gaia, a planet about the size of Mars, came in and crashed into the Earth.
Another planet, Theia, smashed into Earth, and the two planets fused, creating a brand new world. Our world.
It created the
Even
moon
today,
too.
Theia lies right beneath our feet. A smaller chunk of Theia became our moon. And slowly, our oceans formed, until life on Earth was ready to
It
begin.
formed because of
But who would
meteors.
inherit this blue
And
planet?
some of those meteors came into the water and created life.
This The rising water levels suit one group of hunters. Amphibians. They've continued thriving over the last 60 million years. Their thin skins still restrict them to the water's edge, but they're now powerful predators with a devastating pair of jaws, ready to ambush anything that wanders within reach.
Mesothele was
The
golden. It
homeless
was not
spider
golden
tries her
like
luck further
today.
inland,
It was the size of a human
but other
head.
Mesothelae fill the forest floor, and they don't like to share.
And it was black and red. Unlike today, and that's Arthropleura, which
Neither
scares
does
it.
Arthropleura. He's a distant relative of modern millipedes. Although he's vegetarian, his strong jaws could still deliver a nasty bite.
It used to be unclear whether it was vegetarian, carnivore, or omnivore, but it's a vegetarian, despite
With
its
the rising
jaws.
waters, Arthropleura's foraging leads him into dangerous territory.
Is the ancestor of millipedes and centipedes, although it's not any of them. Proterogelinus is extinct, and not related to anything. It's one of the first Temnus ponderus, the largest amphibians ever, the largest being
In this clash of the
which lived
titans,
in the
the
Permian period,
arthropod's
which is
armor is his
after,
best defense.
which looked like a crocodile, which was well, and that creature was yellow.
Unless it gets split. Impaled, his soft innards provide a feast. The lightning storm is building, moving ever closer.
I made my video called 5 Strange Things Got on Camera. Watch it, and I hope you'll like it. See you next time.